index is a convenient index, and the range is between 0 and 1. And the 1 means complete inequality, and 0 means complete equality. So when the number goes up and up and up, that means that the society is becoming more and more unequal. So as you can see, the general long-term trend. So we started from here, and general long-term trend is going up. And then although we have some good news, and then it's a little declining, but then we are not sure whether this kind of momentum will continue. So this tells you the increasing income inequality in Korea. And also, PISA ratio, P90, P10. So this means the ratio between top 10% and bottom 10%. Okay? So top 10% versus bottom 10%. And as you can see, okay, as you can see, and the general pattern is increasing. So which means that, and the richer are richer, and the poor people may be making more than before, but not as much as in the top 10%. Okay, so the gap between top 10% and bottom 10% is getting bigger and bigger. So this is not a very good pattern. And quintile ratio, top 20% versus bottom 20%. And we have a comparable trend. And the last one is about the trend of relative poverty. And the relative poverty is defined as the ratio of those people, the number of households, and whose income is less than 50% of a median income. So in Korea, and according to 2010 GNI, the average, the per capita GNI was around 20,857 something. So let's say in the median income, median GNI is $10,000. So the relative poverty is the ratio of a household and whose income falls below $5,000. So the pattern shows that the relative poverty rate is increasing. So continuously increasing from there and here. So we have 4 measures. So for example, market income relative poverty, disposable income relative poverty, and market income versus disposable income. And we sometimes include everybody or just include and exclude a single person or only consider the urban households. But across all categories, a general pattern is the increasing income inequality or the rising poverty rate. So that's income inequality and polarization. And as Korea has become more global, the existing inequality structure, and this is the language from sociologists, so it's very profound, and becomes both complicated and hardened through the intricate interconnection of domestic and global factors in favor of the reproduction of class privilege. So the meaning is this. Well, and these days in Korea, probably you know a lot more about this than I do. And English-speaking proficiency, exposure to environment of advanced countries, and everybody is looking for the strong specification. So, and being able to speak good English is the kind of required coveted skill among Korean students. But to attain this kind of human capital is taking a lot of money and effort. So to the extent that the labor market success is directly related to this set of skills, and that those kids from lower income families will not be able to fare well in their lifetime because of this the structural restriction. And as OECD finds that social mobility is generally higher in countries with lower income inequality and vice versa. So this is a real problem. And this lack of and a slower the intergenerational mobility in Korea, and then this is a problem as it is now. But then suppose unification occurs, and given that North Korean income is so low, and then after unification, and it's most likely that there will be two-tier society. Okay, and from south, okay, if you speak Korean with Seoul accent, and then if you speak Korean with different accent from north, and then it's noticeably distinguished. So there will be a huge problem. And also, I just learned that Dr. Christina Hall Paxson of Princeton was just named to be the next president of Brown University, right? And then she's a very famous economist. And then also, she's known to have written articles about how economic factors affect the individual's well-being, especially health and welfare. And one of her paper, although I didn't read this, is about the impact of Hurricane Katrina on the mothers from low-income families and how this went, the mothers, young mothers from low-income families, and then survived from the post-traumatic distress and the psychological distress from Hurricane Katrina. And I think this kind of analysis, this kind of research is also relevant in North Korean context. Okay, so let me just, okay, and all that says that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And in this case, the weak link becomes apparent in Korea in growing disparity. Okay? And the growing inequality and the polarization will work against building a consensus toward unification. And do people in Korea still want unification when they go through economic difficulties? I'm skeptical. Suppose you speak to a randomly selected person, randomly chosen person in Seoul Station, a homeless person in Seoul Station, and who lives there and who literally take that place as home. And if you ask this question to that person, well, and then is unification is on your wish list? And the answer is most likely no. So the internal problem should be addressed first. So, see, and if we are unable to get this problem addressed now, then how will we be able to address even more serious problem after unification? So to counter factors and events working against income inequality, and I think active intervention toward better targeted income support and distribution, and employment security and training program, and more transparent tax codes as strongly called before. And given all this, and I want to end this talk by asking a question. So given that unification is a daunting task, and this is an uphill battle, okay? And it's going to be good, but then it's hard to get there. And given all that, and what do you think? So what does unification mean to you? And what are your thoughts? And as was introduced from the beginning, and this talk is more about raising awareness, and as opposed to arguing myself. So I will be very much interested in listening and learning and how you feel about this issue of unification. Thank you very much. Thank you.